Hey, today I am going to show you how to properly mount your landmine attachment to your rack. Hey, this is Greg with Discovering Strength, a channel focused on fitness tips, product reviews, and occasionally how-to for the average guy or girl trying to get in shape through strength training. If you like what you see, consider subscribing below. Alright, so in a recent video I made, I did an updated review of my Titan landmine attachment, and my biggest issue was I've only been able to go vertically on it and not laterally. And a few people commented that I had actually attached the attachment incorrectly. That's what was preventing me from going laterally. So in this video, I'm going to try to see what I did wrong and see if I can correct whatever's preventing me from moving laterally. And hopefully that can serve as a resource to those of you that are trying to mount this attachment or a similar attachment to your rack. Alright, so what I think the problem is that I have tightened this bolt just too tight, and that's what's preventing this portion here on the bottom from moving left to right. So first thing I'm going to try is just loosening this up, see if that gives me a little bit more play and allows for that movement. Alright, so I loosened up that bolt in the back, and already I can see that it's giving more play to be able to go side to side, which is great. It does mean that it kind of flops around a bit. It's a little harder to store, but I guess that is normal. So I'm going to go ahead and try to test it out, put a barbell in there, and see how it works. Alright, so by loosening that bolt, it has in fact allowed for that lateral movement, but in the process I've now identified another issue, and that is that maybe where I've mounted it has caused some additional problems. It being elevated a little bit up here, that when I'm not using it, or depending on how I move the barbell, the whole thing shifts down below to where it doesn't move vertically. So I'm going to try to move this down to the post here as close to the ground as possible and see if that keeps this portion up on top. Alright, so now that I moved it down to the I guess further closer to the ground, it is preventing it now from flipping all the way upside down. It is still pretty clunky in my opinion, but that does seem to allow still for that lateral movement side to side, and it doesn't go upside down, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and show you just kind of how it performs when I put the barbell in. So you can see that when I sit it down, it just slams to the side. Then it's kind of hard to pick back up. Alright, so it definitely is working better by having it mounted closer to the floor, and by loosening up that bolt on the bottom, it has allowed for lateral movement. But like I showed you, you know, it's still clunky. When you set the barbell down, it just kind of flops onto one side. I'm not too impressed with that. And you know, because I haven't absolutely loved this landmine attachment, I did make a DIY version that moves laterally much better. And honestly, I think this is a much better option than the Titan landmine attachment. And I made this for less than $20. You can see the tutorial for that at the link above. And you know, maybe I'm still doing something wrong with this attachment. I'd love to hear your comments about, you know, what I could change to make it work a little bit better. Let me know in the comments below. And that does it for the video. We'll see you next time.